stitching and lace going to be stiff again.
That's what I'm trying to blend in.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in celebration of Disneyland's 55th anniversary, please join us in welcoming Disneyland Ambassador Danielle Dubois.
Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody way back there, too. Thank you so much for joining us. Everybody waved back. That was really great. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for today's very special milestone, 55 years. Now, with us today, we do have representatives from a variety of organizations with whom we've partnered over the last 55 years. And these include the City of Anaheim. We have nonprofit organizations that include CHOP, YMCA, Assistance League of Anaheim, Goodwill, Philharmonic Society, and the Red Cross. And community leaders from an array of diverse organizations who've helped shape our culture and our livelihood. Representatives also of Club 55. Those are cast members who worked at Disneyland in 1955. To introduce one more special guest, someone who's taken on the great tradition of leading our cast and inspiring us to create magical moments and experiences for our guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the president of the Disneyland Resort, George Calabrese.
Thank you, Danielle. Good afternoon, everybody. As Danielle said, today we look back on the landmark event. 55 years ago today, Walt Disney stood right over there and spoke to a live television audience. During this broadcast, he officially introduced Disneyland to the world. We are celebrating today because of a dream that came true. Walt Disney had a dream to create a place where parents and children could come together and have fun. As his dream began to grow, Walt inspired a small group to rally around him, who then reached out to a wider circle, which motivated more and more supporters, until that dream became a reality. Today, 55 years later, Walt's inspiration has become the dream of millions, and now the sun literally never sets on a Disney park. Many of us have seen the black and white footage of the opening day children running across the drawbridge of Sleeping Beauty Castle when the drawbridge was first lowered to welcome our visitors. Believe it or not, one of the very first people to make his way across that drawbridge as a child is still with us today as one of our valued and respected security cast members. We've asked him to share his memories of that special day 55 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to our very devoted cast member, Rob Fishley.
Thanks, George. I was 7 years old on July 17, 1955, and the thing I remember most about that day is it was hot. Very much like today. Due to some Disney creativity and Disney magic, we're recreating that entire day for you. Actually, I grew up not too far from here on a 2-lane country road with orange groves all around it, just 2 miles right up the street here. Prior to the big day, we knew that something big was coming to our hometown. As a matter of fact, we saw it coming together every Sunday night at 7 o'clock on our state-of-the-art 10-inch black and white TV. We also managed to sneak a peek or two into the construction site from time to time, but none of that could have prepared me for what I saw and felt when I stepped into the park for the first time. It was absolutely magical. On the morning of July 17th, our church group was brought over in an old-style school bus and set up backstage behind the castle. The friendly Disney folks in charge told us to run across the drawbridge when they gave the signal, and that once we got into the castle, they would funnel us into the various attractions. So away we went, right past Art Linklater, and my group was steered onto Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, my first ever Disneyland attraction. Behind the wheel of an out-of-control car, crashing across the countryside, bumping down railroad tracks and colliding head-on into an oncoming freight train. That was every 7-year-old driver's dream. I began my Disney career in 1972, and it's been extremely rewarding. In fact, my wife and I met as cast members, but not in the way you might think. You see, even though she grew up just 10 miles from here, it wasn't until we were both on assignment at Tokyo Disneyland in 1982 that we met and began dating. I often say I had to travel halfway across the world to meet her, and believe me, it was worth the trip.
Aww.
I'm happy to report that in true Disney fashion, we are living happily ever after. I'm pleased to have my wife Charlene and our son Matt here with me today. I often think back on that group of us kids, and that's me right there in the middle, by the way. Snappy checkered shirt, black high-top sneakers. And I remember that sense of pure wonder we felt as we raced across the drawbridge all those years ago. I consider myself lucky that I get to see that wonder again and again in the eyes of our guests. I can't think of a more important tradition than bringing joy to people from all over the world, from all walks of life. That is what Disney is all about, and that is why we are here today. Thank you for celebrating with us.
Thank you, Rob, for sharing those great memories. Here at Disney, we take inspiration from our rich past, but at the same time, we are always looking toward the future. After all, like Walt once said, Disneyland will never be complete as long as there is imagination left in the world. With that in mind, we are in the middle of a multi-year expansion of the Disneyland Resort, maintaining Walt's vision to create happiness and make dreams come true. In the years to come, you will see an exciting array of new attractions and an entire new land all become reality. The goal is to continually bring dreams to life, and those dreams, much like Walt's original dream, continue to touch millions of hearts around the world. After all, sometimes the greatest achievements can begin with one simple wish.
To this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us and enjoy the rest of your day at the happiest place on earth.